Hi everyone, this is Killshot from 99 Gaming. This is Fear the Walking Dead Season 4, Episode 2, Another Day in the Diamond. So we can probably do a little deductive reason and figure out exactly what that means. I appreciate all of you guys being here. I know it is Sunday night and we are ramping up the Fear broadcast. We got some spoilers tonight, so if you're not into spoilers, you don't want to talk about the episode, you might want to check out just a little bit early because we are going to be discussing all of that, and tonight's episode, pretty excited about it. Looks like it's going to satisfy a few people that might not have been fans of the show previously. I'll get into that in just a couple minutes. Also want to say thank you. I know many of you were here for the stream we did earlier today, which was The Walking Dead Junkies. Really deep theories in that, so if you have not had a chance to watch that, get back and check that out. Would love to hear your thoughts and see some of the comments as well. No, Maggie, Nick does not die. Is that what you're hoping for, Maggie, that Nick dies? There's a lot of Nick fans out there, so it's not going to happen like that. Happy Earth Day, everybody. So I see a few of the crowd is here. Jake from State Farm is like, Tara dies? Yeah, Tara dies from The Walking Dead, and they make the announcement on Fear the Walking Dead. You guys are terrible. Absolutely terrible. What's up, Tanya? Good to see you. I'm trying to calculate how many people are really true Fear the Walking Dead fans. It looks like, a few people probably retired and said, I'll wait till, September to start checking it out again. But it does look like the majority of you are giving Fear a chance. So I appreciate that. Or, it's a beautiful day outside, so could be some people out just checking out the weather. So we are going to go over tonight's episode once again. So just be prepared for a couple of spoilers. Tonight's spoilers will be brought to you by mostly Spoiling Dead fan page, a couple little extras that were sprinkled in there from a unnamed source as well. So let's get right into it. This is kind of what I was talking about with Satisfy a Few People. There's a mystery surrounding Madison. So I got a feeling that we're going to be working our way up to what happens with Madison to explain that. I'll get into that in 1 second because I got to give a shout out to Pete D. Pete, I did see, I think, your comment earlier from today. That, and I do want to read this since he did the super chat because when we first started, Pete D said, I wish I could look forward to Fear the Walking Dead. I'm trying. I'm giving it an attempt. And I know, Pete, there's several people that do feel like that, so I appreciate you being here, even if your heart's not 100% into Fear. But the only thing that I would ask is give it a few episodes, which you are. I appreciate that because I do think it's going to start to change our opinion and we're going to see it a little bit differently. So, but once again, thank you for that. Let me talk a little bit about Madison. So tonight's episode is going to be flashback, flash forward. So we're going to get a little bit of story. And how many people were wondering where Madison was last week? So they introduce all these new characters. It's a good episode, very good episode as far as I'm concerned. And at the very end, you see everyone sort of pop out, but there's no Madison around. So where is she? And you kind of are led to believe that that's current. Well, tonight's episode is going to be flashback. It is going to have... They're going to be at a baseball stadium, and it's going to show their path up to the point of where they're at right now. Now, I don't know if that's going to be a couple episodes. I don't know if it's going to be the whole season. I have no idea at this point. But what I will tell you is in tonight's episode, we are going to see the group, and I think there's about 47 of them in the baseball stadium. And Deborah Moose says, hope she didn't make it. Well, it would make a... You know what? That's a good point. How many people in this stream right now, before we get into the super spoilers, how many people are hoping that by the time the ambush happened last week that Madison is dead? How many people are hoping that she is off the show? Captain Crawfish is saying me. Deborah Mooney, me. A few people are saying she'll make it. Lamont says not me. Jake says don't like her. few people, she'll be alive. I'm okay if they move on from her. I'm fine with it. I'm not emotionally attached to Madison. Maybe she makes it, maybe she doesn't, but I'm not attached to her character, so I'm okay. Let Alicia take the lead. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about this flashback. So we are introduced to, there's a group out there, and does this sound familiar? We find out that there's some drama surrounding this little girl. There's this girl named Charlie, and she was there's basically these silos. So Charlie is from this area kind of down the street from the stadium, and they basically go back to sort of check out this area. Madison and Alicia are there, and then they get a gun pulled on them, and we get introduced to a brand new character, and her name is Naomi. And Naomi's going to be a big part of the show. So Naomi just wants some stuff. Apparently, Naomi falls through the silo tonight, and she's getting surrounded by walkers. Madison decides to help her out. Madison jumps down there, helps her out, and looks like they'll become partners. So now we've got John, we've got Al, we got Morgan, and now we're going to be introduced to another character, Naomi. Now, whether Naomi will last long enough to meet with Morgan and the rest of the group, I guess her long-term fate, we'll have to wait and see. So this brand new group that in tonight's episode, they're still at the stadium, all these trucks pull up. And they're going to remind you of the Saviors. We got a bad group of people already. We got enemies introduced, so they're not wasting any time. They knew it created some drama with The Walking Dead. They're going to bring it right out. This group is called the Vultures. They take things. They want things. Their leader apparently pulls out a chair, sits down, and says, give me all your stuff, and I'll let you live. Don't think he's asking for half. I think he wants everything. Just give it to us. Exactly. Wilson says they take, they don't ask. They take, they don't bother? No, they take, or apparently they are human scavengers, and they might be up there with the Saviors. We're going to find out some bad stuff about them. If they're worse than Negan, can you imagine poor Morgan? Morgan is going to be like, didn't I just go through this? I mean, Morgan could have stayed up in Virginia and grew some vegetables, but he's looking for something, and he's going to find something else. Now, I don't know what the time skip is. A Savior franchise? It is. Well, you got to have the enemy. One of the I'll get to that one in a second. Epic Vids 8 says flags with the numbers are like the wolves. Yeah, that's the other thing as well. So good point. There are these different markers, and they don't really know whose markers they are. So we're going to find these flags like with both groups. That's why the time skip is a little bit interesting, because we're going back in time to the stadium, and I don't know how much forward that is. But the way that Alicia looked and the way that Alicia and Madison looked in tonight's episode does look like some time has passed. So could I'm just going to throw this out there because I don't know the answer. Could Alicia and the rest of them have joined the Vultures? I mean, they looked like vultures, right? Didn't they look like they were kind of sneaky and cunning and ready to take over some stuff? I'll leave that comment for you guys. Before we get into that, I do want to give a shout out to Villar. Villar says, "What's up to 999 Army? Kills, Steph, Emmy, Kels, Bree, Sweet Tommy, sponsors, and Patreons." And I'm going to make an announcement that Villar is going to like by the end of this episode. Also, I saw that we have I do want to give a shout out right now, too, to a brand new sponsor, Michelle M. Thank you so much for your sponsorship as well. I saw the badge, and I saw the emoji earlier, Michelle. So I'll update this stuff a little bit later on, but I do want to give a shout out to Michelle. And Jake from State Farm says, watching the new Lost in Space. Actually, I've started watching that as well. And I do enjoy it. So let's you're right, Emmy. She's gonna definitely love the surprise. All right, so we also get a little bit more of a glimpse in tonight's episode that Nick may officially be a little bit unstable. He's a former drug addict. He's been through a lot of trauma. We've seen Nick eat dog. We've seen Nick rub walker guts all over himself, so he discovered that a little bit earlier than most people on the Walking Dead show. And apparently tonight, I guess he spaces out a couple times. But yeah, it appears that it's finally going to be catching up to him. Hey, Lucy has no problem with his instability. I did. Epic Vids had mentioned the flags with the numbers. So there's two things, and I will touch back on Epic Vids' comment as well, because we're going to see this big flag that says 457. Don't really know what that means. Maybe it's a marker. And then also we're going to see some of the flags with as we move forward in time. So some of the stuff that's going to go down tonight, I'm not going to say it's filler, but there's going to be a little bit of strand humor that's in there. Apparently Nick and Lucy are talking, and they maybe start going the wrong way, and the communications are cut off. So you saw a little bit of that in the preview, where Strand's like, "And so ends our broadcast today." So probably listening in on it, maybe getting a little too much of that love chat. And let me just get to a couple more highlights. So this guy, and I don't know if his name is mentioned anywhere, the leader of the Vultures, but apparently he knows this girl Charlie. Not sure if it's her dad or some relation, but when he goes to that, the stadium and sits down, he does call out to Charlie, so he knows Charlie's there. Sergeant Chosen One with a super chat says, "I'm calling it Madison is dead and they became vultures." That was kind of what I was alluding to a little bit. You can have credit for it. Because I didn't officially say Madison was dead. I kind of asked. But the fact that they are trying to scavenge, maybe we get to see them through the eyes of, oh, here we go, here we go. All right, Chosen One, I'm going to take I'm gonna let you have credit, but I'm gonna steal just a little bit of your prediction, okay? Everyone wanted to see what it would be like through the eyes of the saviors. What if Fear the Walking Dead is doing the opposite of The Walking Dead and showing you the eye of the enemy, or the eye of the questionable deeds and habits? How about that? How about like the opposite? You guys cool with that? I mean, how many times do we hear people say, well, if you would have been through the eyes of Negan, then you would have understood. That would be crazy if they made us do that, right? And Susan Holmes says, then Morgan will kill him. There you go. It would. Kel's exactly right. If they did that in an indirect sort of way, it would get a little bit of more of that bullseye off of Negan. So Beth wants to know, will Morgan become a vulture too? No, Morgan will not become a vulture. Morgan is going to be on tonight's episode, Dylan. Because they're going to show the how they got to this point, and then they're going to fast forward. Okay, so let me give you the flash forward after all this stuff happens at the stadium, and Charlie, and the dude sitting down. So the flash forward part is they're back at the SWAT truck, and it's Alicia, Strand, Lucy, Nick, Morgan, Al, and John. And apparently Alicia and Strand start asking the others about the vultures. Maybe not then. Unless they're trying to trick them. So, yeah, we kind of made a prediction before I gave you the complete spoiler. So let me give you the rest of the spoiler. We might have to tone that down a little bit, unless they're doing some psychological warfare. So, yeah, apparently tonight, so it looks like Strand, Lucy, Nick, Morgan, and Althea, I'm sorry, Strand, Alicia, Strand, Lucy, and Nick are still maybe at battle with the vultures. Because they found a banner with a 51 on it. Some of these chats, you guys are cracking me up. Just a few extras with tonight. Naomi apparently comes across really rough and crude in the beginning, but I just think, from what I've seen about her character in the spoilers early in the season, I think they're going to be able to smooth that out. And what I'm really looking forward to is to see how long that they've been at this stadium. That's what I want to find out. Morgan does not die. You're absolutely right, Killer Hacks. So, as excited as everybody just got when I said that maybe all these people join the Vultures, if they don't do that, looks like the writers missed a big opportunity, right? I mean, I'm telling you, maybe the 999 Army should be writing some of these storylines, because we can hype this crowd up, for real. So Epic Vids wants to know, was Leland and company last week in the Vultures group? Epic, I'm going to say no, because Althea knew Leland, and apparently when she gets interrogated tonight, she doesn't know anything about the Vultures. So, and I would say because they did, have some sort of working relationship, that they were just some random thugs. They were just some people out there taking a few things. And the Vultures probably are going to be like the Saviors. They're probably going to take as a group, and they're going to frown upon these little side deals. Valerie Feldman wants to know, do the Vultures take half of what everyone has? From what I'm hearing, they want all of it. That means they're twice as bad as Negan. So, question for the group is Fear the Walking Dead afraid to do something as gruesome as Negan did beating Abraham and Glenn down with a bat? Do you think that they've got the courage to do something, to create a villain that is that's just out of control? Real says no. I mean, I think they need to. It may take a little bit of time to really build that up, but as much as we hated Negan, there's a reason why we hated him. So you give me several examples with Troy, with scalping, with Madison. But let's be honest here. Does anything compare to the Governor and Herschel and Negan and Glenn? Anything on Fear the Walking Dead? Because I don't think so at this point. I wouldn't even put it in the same ballpark. So I think they're good examples, but I do think we need something a little bit stronger. All right, I'm going to check in to see if there's a couple more tidbits that might be relevant to tonight's show, because I think we've covered most of the major spoilers. All right, so let me give you a quick recap if you've got here a little bit late. So tonight's episode is going to be a little bit of a back and forth. We're going to go back to the stadium. We're going to find out that story. And, like all stories, and I hope they don't water it down, we are going to do a reaction video tonight. They don't need to tell us too much damn story. I'm just saying. Just tell us the story. Don't milk it for like 3 episodes, because if they do, that's what really starts to tick me off with Fear is, they're going to go get the little girl a book, find out about the little girl's history. That's fine. Get me there. Give me some action. Let me find out who these bad guys are and move on. But I just don't want to, I don't want them to overdo it. And then that's going to be some of the story. So that's going to be a little bit of filler that's going to go down with that. We're going to meet Naomi, so we'll find out, about the brand new characters going to be introduced. And then I think the real exciting stuff is going to be as we move forward to find out what state of mind Alicia, the rest of the group, is in. Are they vultures and they're kind of tricking them to see if they know anything? Are they, did they escape? Are they their own rogue group? Did they defeat the vultures? All of these things could be possibilities. And how is John, Al, and Morgan really going to establish themselves or to start to break away? Sergeant Chosen One says, are you seeing Infinity War? And if you are, can you do a live stream reaction? Yes, I am going to be seeing Infinity War next Saturday night. And I can do a Infinity War discussion on Sunday if you guys would like to do some Infinity War chat. So if you would, if you'd be down for an Infinity War live chat on Sunday of next week, then sure, throw a 555 up in chat, and I'll definitely get together and we'll talk about it. I got a couple more announcements I have to make, and then we're going to wind this video down so everybody can go have their dinner and get ready for Fear the Walking Dead and have a good time. All right, looks like okay, looks like we got some people want to get together and talk about it. I'm going to have to avoid all spoilers on Friday, though. So, but I know some people want to get together and talk about it. Some people may not be able to get in opening weekend. That's understandable. All right, so I promised a couple more announcements, and then we'll wind this thing down. So once again, you guys can see that we are doing Random Things. We'll start back up our season number 2 of Random Things. And it will start Tuesday night at 9:30. So got some topics that we're going to discuss. Hopefully we'll get all of you guys there for that. That's not all we're going to do during this week. But we are going to do either 12 or 16 different shows for Random Things. So I just love it's very chill, very relaxed. And I've been getting a lot of requests for other streams that you guys want to talk about. So as I mentioned a little bit earlier, this is for Vulture and many, many others. In the next couple of weeks, this is going to be in May. It's either going to be the first week of May or second week of May. We are going to do Game of Thrones official live stream. So we will have 999 Game of Thrones. Gives you guys a couple of weeks to binge watch it if you haven't, or to go back and just start watching the episodes. We're going to do Game of Thrones news. We're going to do Game of Thrones spoilers, Game of Thrones actors, past episodes we're going to talk about, but we're going to devote one night to Game of Thrones, and we're going to have a lot of fun with that. I'm going to learn a lot from you guys, and because there's a lot of lore and a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff that many, many people know, but I'm relying on the audience to sort of help me out with that as well. So really looking forward to that. And what else we got going on? Also, we are updating the gear shop. You can see in the Kel will link a link. I guess Kel will post a link of where you can get 999 t-shirts, also 999 mugs we added. Every week we're going to add a new item, and every 2 weeks on Random Things we are going to do a t-shirt or a promotional giveaway. So Steph will be in charge of doing that. We'll work in close coordination. They're going to be special or limited edition things. There'll be different topics, things that we've talked about during the stream. So we want to make sure that we give people a chance to win some for free, but we also may take some of those limited edition and then post those and sell those on the 999 Gear site as well. We're also going to be announcing a couple comments contest. What else we got going on? Some polls that we're going to add on the Facebook site to give you a chance to give us some ideas for future streams. We're going to do a contest for artwork for a t-shirt. We're also going to do some contests for people that are posting pictures on Facebook if they're at a Walker Stalker or a Comic-Con, a chance to win some gift cards and some other things. So hopefully it's going to be a lot of fun, and you guys can see it's not just about the main Walking Dead franchise. It's going to be about Fear the Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, our video gameplay, and then, of course, Random Things as well. So a lot of stuff. I wish I could do everything that everybody watched, but we can't do a Stranger Things, and we can't do a Lost in Space, and we can't do Westworld. I mean, there's a lot of things that we can't dig into, but Game of Thrones, obviously with its popularity, is there's so many things to talk about, and I want to get everybody together and talk about things that we can jump in there and do. Into the Badlands is good too. And the last announcement I will make tonight is the stream, the reaction stream, is not going to be at 11:20 because Talking Dead is not coming on till 11 o'clock tonight. So the reaction video is going to be at 10:20 tonight. So right after Fear the Walking Dead, we're going to do our Fear the Walking Dead reaction during Into the Badlands. So, and then after that, of course, Talking Dead will be on. All right, that is a lot of stuff going on. We will also add some Fear the 999 Army shirts. We're going to add some Game of Thrones themed shirts as well. So, you know, if the 999 Army logo shirt is not what you're interested in, stay tuned because every week we're going to add a new item. But check out that link that Kel posted, and then as new items get updated, maybe eventually you'll find something that does appeal to you. So thank you so much, everybody. Appreciate you being here. If you guys can, actually, I'm not going to do shout-outs tonight. I'll do it later on tonight because we are running a little bit over, and I know people have to jump in and get their food ready, and I got to post the next stream, but it will be at 10:20. So thank you so much. Appreciate everybody being here. I will talk to you all in a couple hours. Peace.